Veritasi Realtors Conference has been happening for 3 years now. What was the idea behind starting it?
Reward excellent performance. All of the realtors that are in class are realtors that have performed greatly for Veritasi in the last year. And again, because we know that they need new knowledge and new, to keep performing at the level to which they are performing.
Yeah.
So we do not want to stop. And these courses, different years, are not the same as different courses. They are going to get a certificate. That is wonderful. That certificate can be taken to anywhere. So that's the goal, for us to educate this way, such that they feel like they're the best in this way and they're able to convince anyone to invest in them or with them.
What is your goal for this year's Veritasi Realtors Conference?
So in this year's conference, we're focusing on 4 thematic areas. Firstly, we're focusing on building the investment appraisal. Secondly, we're equipping them with new sales tools. We also have a third module which speaks to strategy execution. Lastly, we are going to take them on a journey where they would actually understand what it means to identify, build, and evolve their own brands.
To be honest, our goal is always to add value to our stakeholders, and the resources form a chunk of that. And we think that for us to have a continued and winning partnership, we need to add value to them so that we can also get value.
One of the things we've tried to do in Lagos Business School is that every year we've tried to improve the experience, we've tried to enhance the offering. And Veritasi is a brand we're so excited about in Lagos Business School.
This year what we're doing differently is to recognize people that have shown commitment and have also shown growth in their professional life. We want to be able to recognize those of them that have demonstrated this level of commitment, this level of growth. I think it's called the Veritasi Sales Master Certificate.
Yeah.
It's just to, in one way or the other, recognize their efforts pretty much.
Can never forget when my son just came back from England and said, "Hey Dad, nobody is interested in all these big duplexes you are buying. My generation will never live there." I said, what do you mean? So if I give you a duplex, you will not be happy with that? Daddy, I will hug you to shreds, but I will sell it. I was shocked. I said, sell it? He said, yeah, we sell the duplex and buy 5 studio apartments. I said, what is a studio apartment? He said, my generation is coming from the UK, and all they are coming to Lekki is to get a place where they sleep and wake up, and they go to work.
Initially, it may seem as if the people who have cut corners are moving ahead. But at the end, everybody will get stuck, and all of us will pay the price. Someone who can take a decision. Sometimes that's what you need to do. If you want to sell, you move to someone who can make a buying decision.
The message is, what value proposition are you actually conveying? What's the media? So find out what kind of media does your ideal customer want to see, and then communicate your value proposition to your customer.
I've been around since yesterday, and I've grabbed 1 or 2 things that's going to benefit you actually.
Every day, yesterday was fantastic, especially when Professor Otsukoya spoke about branding. That was a very major one for me, and the value propositions, and it kind of took me back and he deconstructed everything about what we thought branding was. And then today, first session with Nola was quite enlightening, especially when we had to think outside the box and look at what we could do with the indices and the Nigeria economic space in this 2024. And the final session we just had was very good.
There is a mixture of value stock, growth stock, large cap. I put it and I list it on an exchange, right? I'm trading it. When people buy, they don't buy into those companies. They buy into those funds that's bought into those companies. Yeah. Can you see?
You had such an interesting class on investment, real estate, finance. I want you to shed a little run through about that.
So we're trying to help people, and I feel like they deserve to be wealthy as well. Yeah. And I know that these things can be taught, and I decided to bring it to class to teach them. I don't think I have enough time to share. I have so many things I have written down. But I mean, the 1.5 or 2 hours was really worth it. So I think they learned a lot. I also wish and I hope that they put some of the things that I learned today into practice. So it's such an interesting class. The energy was good.
Yeah.
I discovered some things that I didn't even know when people were answering questions. and I just like the fact that the class was very interactive.
Yeah.
So it was a good one for me. I hope to teach again next year.